Tonight, the Boston Celtics taking on the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets have the first possession. Nikola Jokic, he's never made the playoffs, but upon further review, he is a special center.
Got that 5-year extension for $146 million, and I'm willing to say this. He will be one of the future centers in the game. And for all the fans at home, let me give you my top 5 centers real quick. I'll go with Joel Embiid, number 1, 2, DeMarcus Cousins, 3, Cat, Jokic at 4, and then rounding it all off, Rudy Gobert. Take that.
It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
But did you see on that three-point shot, did you see him slightly kick his legs out? By kicking his legs out, the defender runs into the legs, there's contact. That's how you get a 4-point play potentially.
Three-pointer plus a free throw on that trip. Now whistle. Timeout for Denver as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. Shifting gears, here comes some substitutions. Nuggets have the possession. Thomas. Not getting the bounce. Oh, it took a little longer than Celtics fans would have liked, but Jay, they re-signed Marcus Smart. Look at what he brings. He's a modern-day defender with some throwback qualities as well.
He reminds me a lot of Dennis Johnson that used to play for those late Celtic teams. He's the guy that will get in your face, he'll pick you up full court. Even if you switch off and he's guarding the 4, he'll battle behind the 4, push him off the block. There's no doubt about it. The DNA of this team starts with Marcus Smart and also Marcus Morris. These are the 2 toughest players on the Celtics organization.
Horford knocked loose, picked up by the Nuggets. To Thomas.
You open, baby.
Jason Tatum with a piece. Ball's controlled by Boston.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Thomas with the basketball. They trail by 7. To Jokic. Jason Tatum.
Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Yeah, they're lucky they get the ball back. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Thomas. You've got to get that one to go.
Woo, I like that intensity on that play. That's how you actually dig in the dirt and do your job on the defensive end.
Shot from the lane won't go.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
Irving brings the ball up court. Has a look. Kyrie with a shot, no good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Thomas to Jokic. With a drop step. able to convert inside.
Old school. equals high percentage.
To Hayward. And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
An easy two. Get back on defense.
Thomas. To Jokic. To Thomas. Knocked loose. Celtics come away with it. With a drop step. With the basket after a nice drop step.
Jason Tatum finished third amongst all rookies in Rookie of the Year voting. But I say to you this. I agree with what Jaylen Brown had to say. If it was a one-on-one battle, who you taking, Jason Tatum or Donovan Mitchell? Jason Tatum or Ben Simmons? I take JT every time.
Oh, bad pass, and the Celtics have it. Rejected by Plumlee.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Denver's got it. Thomas. Goes reverse to lay it in.
Ed, this has been a game I have marked on the calendar for months. I am dying to see IT play here at the Boston Garden. A two-time All-Star, a guy that made some iconic shots wearing that green and white jersey. Just to think that the dissension between him and Danny Ainge is going to be great to watch this one.
Hayward to Jaylen Brown. Tatum. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you have to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
Oh, they called the foul.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Time to shuffle things up.
Team foul number 1. First foul in the last 2 minutes. Into the game for the Boston Celtics. Number 12, Terry Rozier.
Knocked loose. Celtics have it. Hayward to Marcus Smart. To Hayward. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Textbook defense. Jokic. Jay, they've been waiting for that to go down, but here they are trying to chip away and cut into this margin.
And there's nothing more frustrating as a shooter to get open looks and not see the ball go in. But if they do, that could be the start of a problem.
Tatum. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you have to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
Shot by Tatum won't go. A pass taken away by the Celtics. Final chance from three-quarters court, off the mark. And that does it for the first quarter. Jay, it's amazing what can happen season to season. Celtics last year, no Gordon Hayward, no Kyrie Irving. They go to the 7th game in the East Finals. Now, they have a load of expectations entering this year.
Don't forget, Marcus Smart was in and out last year. This team won 55 games after losing one of their star players in the opening game of the season. Now you think about when you have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, who really came into his own in the playoffs. Terry Rozier, who became Scary Terry, probably a guy that can start in the league but now has to play a backup role behind Kyrie. This team is locked and loaded, and they're the favorite to win the East.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. It's Denver's ball. To Thomas. 4-3. And Isaiah Thomas, good on the quick release, 4-3.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide-open 3.
And it's the Nuggets with the board. Murray into the front court. Right now, down 7. Tight space with the crossover. Horford to Marcus Morris. Here's a chance from long range. Contested shot. Marcus Morris can't hit. Murray with it. He'll run the offense. Deep left corner. Millsap. A lot of contact, no whistle.
And you hate to say this, but this is the reality of the matter. Sometimes it takes guys a little while to warm up into the game. Seems like they finally found their rhythm in the second quarter.
The assist from number 11, Kyrie Irving.
Nuggets with the basketball. It's Isaiah Thomas. Can't connect. To Jaylen Brown. Lets it fly from long range. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Porter. To Thomas. Beyond the arc for three. And Isaiah Thomas on an island takes advantage for three.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Gets it in the left corner. Going to launch beyond the arc. So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for three.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Nuggets have the possession. Nothing going here on that drive. Thomas to Jokic. To Will Barton. Jokic can't go down. Smothering defense.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
To Rozier. Kyrie lets it go. Shot won't go.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Thomas. That one off the mark. It's no good. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
I said this on draft night, that Jason Tatum was the most special player in the draft. Granted, I didn't know about Donovan Mitchell, but it's hard to believe that Philadelphia traded this pick away so the Celtics can have a future star.
To Porter. Fires the three. Horford with the rebound. Jay, fun fact for you, of the charter franchises in the NBA, go back to that first season, 46-47. The Knicks and the Celtics, only two teams that never relocated.
Wow, that's impressive. Can I add another one? How about this? In 2008, when the Celtics won their championship, they needed 26 games to win their 17th title. By a twist of fate. You ready for this one? Coach Doc Rivers, head coach of the Celtics, played for the 93-94 New York Knicks team, which held the previous record in the playoff games before with 25 wins.
Go New York, go. And a whistle.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Al Horford, that's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1. That's the
Porter to Will Barton. From long range, buries it on the catch and shoot.
Every hero needs a good sidekick. Nice find to set up the three.
Celtics have it. Irving to Rozier. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
Scary Terry was born during the playoffs last year. He helped Boston achieve what many critics, including myself, thought was impossible without superstar teammates being healthy. He's a pit bull defensively, so quick laterally with a strong upper body frame and a great center of gravity. He plays with a ton of grit and determination, and that's just what you need in a depth guard who can answer the bell when called on.
Rozier with it. His team leads it by 10. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
When Kyrie Irving went out, we saw Terry Rozier become that guy for the Celtics, hence even getting the name Scary Terry. No doubt about it, he may be a starter eventually, and that may be a conundrum for the Celtics.
Jokic. Smothering D.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
20-footer at the buzzer. Time expires to end the first half. The Celtics way out in front. First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. No good, and no foul.
I agree. I thought there was a foul, but also it's all about your approach. You can't come down the lane and jump off one leg. It's called a power lift. Go off two legs and expect the contact.
Celtics have it. Irving. Good offense, beating good defense. Jay, you've known Kyrie Irving since he was a young man growing up in New Jersey. He's overcome a lot of obstacles, chief among them staying healthy and on the floor.
Yeah, Ed, he's been battling injuries since his freshman year of college, but the beautiful thing about Kyrie Irving is that he always loves the big stage. Making the game-winning shot in Game 7, he will continue to do so when he surrounds himself with great, inspiring leaders with the likes of such Kobe Bryant.
To Marcus Morris. Now ready for a couple of free throws.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Marcus Morris at the line. And hits the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Jay, the Nuggets bring a lot back. They go out and sign a guy like Isaiah Thomas. There's a lot to work with on this roster.
Yeah, and they also got Will Barton, which was huge for them this offseason. That's exactly what Mike Malone is trying to do. He's trying to build the identity of this team. And I've heard coaches talk about this for a long time now. I'd rather have talent and mold that talent than have no talent and have an identity.
Irving. Tough shot. Well defended.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Irving with the basketball. His guys hold a commanding lead. It's no good. Shots not going down. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Marcus, the younger and higher scoring of the Morris twins, really made his mark with his team on the defensive end. When you think about heart and soul, maybe becoming the Draymond Green for the Celtics.
Space is limited, so you must act soon. Visit our team website for more details.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes.
Stepping in for Boston, number
Thomas. Over to the right side. Paul Millsap. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving. Fires the three, and Kyrie Irving, odds are he hits that 9 times out of 10. Wide open three is good. Simply put, when the ball's in Kyrie Irving's hands, magic could happen.
It's poetry in motion, and it's a situation in which the ball is attached to his body. He has it on a yo-yo. He can put the ball and dangle the ball out there for other people to think they have a chance, and in their mind they do, but in Kyrie's mind, the game is over.
First one goes down. Gets a second to go with one more to come. 3 for 3. Nice. Knocked loose. Nuggets have it. Oh, can't do that.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups.
subbing in for the Celtics, number 37, Jimmy Ogile.
Hey, check up. Let's go.
Got it
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Boston with the basketball. Irving. And it's blocked by Barton. And he'll head to the line.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Semi Ojeleye at the line. Knocks down the first. Goes 2 for 2.
Aaron Baines.
Thomas to Jokic. To Will Barton. Jokic. Jaylen Brown pins it. Shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Jay, it feels like our heads are spinning, thinking about what the Celtics are going to put on the floor, let alone for Brad Stevens. But you look at this group, what impact it has on, say, a Jason Tatum, a Terry Rozier, and beyond.
There was a lot of talk in the offseason about what's going to happen to Jason Tatum's minutes. He was second on the team in minutes last year due to the fact that Gordon Hayward went down. But this is an abundance of talent issue for Brad Stevens and Celtics fans. You have so many interchangeable parts. Semi Ojeleye can play a lot of minutes. Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Morris. The names go on and on and on with the interchangeable wings that can all defend and score. That's a great problem to have, Ed.
Like I said, our heads are spinning. Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. Trying to cash in. Jumper's good. If he keeps playing like this, we all may believe that the earth is indeed flat.
And that's what you love about Kyrie. He's constantly probing. He's probing on the court by maintaining his dribble, and then also probing off the court with saying lines like the earth is flat. The fact that that was on the cover of every magazine, the headline of every social media title, goes to show you that Kyrie is great at hijacking your amygdala both on and off the court.
Jokic. Message received. Well defended.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Substitution being made in this one.
For the Boston Celtics, number 12, Terry Rozier. And number 36, Marcus Smart.
Deep three at the buzzer. 3 quarters down. The 4th quarter coming up. The Celtics own a comfortable lead. It's the Nuggets with the basketball to start the 4th quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
Here comes the screen. Jokic. Now that's a contest.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Nothing going here on that drive. Irving. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. Jokic. And a pass stolen by Boston.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Kyrie Irving for 2. Cashes in. Someone has to get into a zip code. Kyrie Irving won a championship with Cleveland. He won a championship for Cleveland in that Game 7 at Golden State. How is he influenced as a player by that title?
Well, I thought he learned how to win at a really huge stage. But Kyrie's always been a leader of his own movement. At times, his voice may have been suppressed because of LeBron James, but there's no doubt about it. When you look at the young players on this roster, when they all rock Kyrie's, you know who the leader of the team is.
Kyrie with the rock. Deep left corner. To Irving. For three. Tough shot there for Jaylen Brown. No good.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Ball's controlled by Boston. Shot denied by Jokic.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
He had all day and all night to knock that one down. Need to hear more chatter on the defensive end.
You know, for a long time, I've been calling JT a young Paul Pierce because of his isolation moves, in particular in tight spaces, with fadeaways, step backs, whatever you want, he has. Now, that came from watching him a couple of years ago play at Duke Fantasy Camp in the summer. He was going against Jabari Parker for 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row, he gave Jabari the business. Now, this young kid was not even a freshman in college and was scoring any way he wanted to. And you knew that he was destined for success in the league. Danny Ainge got the steal of the draft.
Into the front court, it's Irving. Lead stands at 7. To Jaylen Brown. Irving. He was all over him. Jamal Murray. Yes. Or in the case of the defense, not good.
Man, why do I feel like Canadians are really taking over the NBA? Kitchener's finest, Jamal Murray, is really coming into his own as a player. There was so much confusion his first year. Am I a 1? Am I a 2? And now I see a kid who is just Jamal Murray. He doesn't care what position he is. But when the ball is in his hands, there's no doubt about it. He is built for the big-time moments. And he's a scorer, an elite scorer, that can make everybody else around him better.
To Jokic. Shot from the lane won't go. Here's Irving into the front court. They lead it. 4-point game. Inside, he scores.
So good to see one of Jersey's finest, Kyrie Irving, back on the court and driving with no issues on that knee. He only played 60 games last year, and he missed the entire Celtics postseason run. You can only imagine what this team would have done if he were healthy and they had Gordon Hayward.
Celtics have it. Knocked loose. Picked up by the Nuggets. Millsap to Porter. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
New blood coming in for both sides. Why even try that time?
I'm going to start calling him the windshield wiper, just erasing all the mistakes.
From the painted area, won't go down. To Jokic. And that one out of bounds off the Nugget. Celtics have it. To Hayward. Tatum. He buries it.
Everything looks great when you shoot the ball like this. And yes, Ed, this team does have some issues, but they are all masked and camouflaged with this shooting display we're watching.
Now the Nuggets signaling for timeout, but this game's in the balance, and time is of the essence. Time for some new personnel into the game. Barton. To Jokic. 4-3. Well, the hot shooting night continues. That's his 6th three-pointer of this game.
And you got to give him a lot of love. He's been knocking down shot after shot. But what is the defense thinking? Do you want to play in this game? It's probably time you start buckling down.
That'll get out of bounds off of Irving. Denver ball right now. Screen coming. It's a victory here for the Celtics as they win this one by 3. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA